Turn out.
Hello. Hey. Yay, Matt. Sometimes all it takes is a little switch. Yeah, Spirit has all kinds of ways of letting us know what's happening, doesn't it? So today, after that wonderful song, I was saying it gets me a little verklempt every time I hear it, because just the idea of behind that song is just such a powerful and precious thing. And being the own of Spirit, we have guidance. Beep, beep. Okay. It's over. For now, yes. There's usually something else coming. So today, my talk title is From Here to Here. From here to here, because it's about guidance. And using the old saying, wherever you go, there you are. We all know that. And wherever you are is always here. Is it not? So in all of our travels and things we do, we're always going from here to here. Because there, you are never there. You're always here. And getting here can entail wrong turns, pitfalls, wonder, and enlightenment. Guidance. We all seek it now and again. It's something that we would all like to experience all the time. We would like to know what we're supposed to do all the time. Because as human beings, we are a want-to-know bunch. We always want to know what's happening, want to know what's ours to do, want to know this, want to know that, want to know the other thing. But guidance, folks, is one of those things that we inherently have access to. It's another one of those things that we inherently have access to. And at times it can be fairly elusive. It can be elusive because we have skin in the game. Yes, we have skin in the game, so to speak, because you have a personal investment in your life. You have a personal investment of feelings and emotions, of time and commitment. And you want to honor all of that. Your feelings, emotions, your time and commitment that you've put into your life, or you've put into creating some aspect of your life. We want to honor that, and we want to have an acceptable outcome of whatever situation or circumstance we're going through, or we can see coming down the road. When this happens, we usually seek counsel of some sort. We seek guidance as to what direction to take in order to move forward to our highest and best good. We turn to counselors, ministers, teachers, life coaches, friends, and the internet. Nothing like Google to find answers in life. But no matter what or who you turn to for guidance, it always comes down to one individual, what they are willing to do. You know who that individual is? Yeah, exactly. The individual is you. You are that person. And the good news is, in times like this, there is always more to you than meets the eye. You've all heard the phrase, me, myself, and I. right? Those are your three best counselors, me, myself, and I. As we look at it in unity glasses, frames, metaphysically, mind, idea, expression. Me, myself, and I. That mind, idea, expression is the metaphysical trinity. It is the creation of God in action. You are the creation of God in action. And you are always here in the midst of whatever is going on in your life. So wherever you are, God is. And that alone can give you hope. That alone can give you the power you need to move forward. I know for me, I often ask for guidance. Ask for the right wisdom to do what it is that's mine to do. And one time, this was just profound for me. There was a big change coming down the road. I could feel it. I didn't know what it was, but I knew something was happening. So I was praying and asking Spirit, what is it? What is it? What is mine to do? What do I need to do to make whatever it is that's going to happen in a good way? What is it? Give me some guidance. Nothing. Crickets. And this went on for more than a week, as I remember. It went on for a while. Finally, I got a little bit fed up with Spirit. So I went into prayer and I said, okay, what's going on here? I'm asking you for guidance. I'm asking you what I'm supposed to do. Clear as a bell. I've already let you know what you're supposed to do. What? I've been praying. Yes, you have. And what have I told you? Nothing. Exactly. That's what was mine to do. Nothing. That exactly still rings in my mind. What is it that I'm supposed to do? What have I told you? Nothing. Exactly. Sometimes what is ours to do is nothing. It's just to know that whatever change is coming, and we will be prepared, or we will be guided into what and how to work with whatever it is that's coming. One of the things about change and about life is it's not just about you. It's about everyone around you. Because when you change, when your life changes, everyone around you, their life changes also. And whoever it is that you are having an experience with, their perception of you and their experience of you is going to be different. And the whole thing, in order for it all to work together, the whole thing needs to be prepared. It's like a recipe. All the little parts need to be put together. And when it's time, bing, the oven dinger goes off and you have a cake. The times in being human where we want to know everything, those times that we have to let that go, it's important to understand that we don't need to know everything before we start. Because the majority of what we are going to need, the majority of the information, of the experience, is going to come to us through the process. It's the process that brings us the growth, that allows us to move our consciousness from here to here. From one understanding to a greater understanding of ourselves and our world. Yes, seek counseling and advice, and trust that Spirit has it under control. That when that time is right, you will move forward into your next experience and expression of your highest good. One of the things that takes you there is your momentum. Life has momentum. Your life has momentum. Every life has momentum. Your life's momentum is the energy that is being expended towards a result. And that result is your highest and best expression of the idea that Spirit has of you. The energy that's being expended towards the result of creating who you are as a spiritual being. That's your momentum, your life momentum. Usually the result we're looking for is a desired goal in life, and our momentum can make the difference whether we get there or not. Many of us here have had the experience of driving on ice. Have we not? If you haven't, you are lucky. I remember one of my first awarenesses of momentum in driving on ice. I was driving to church in Traverse City up in Michigan. You know, it was nice, crisp fall day, I guess, and I slowed down to make the turn into the church. I didn't slow down. I kept right on going, right on by, and I said, ooh, that's interesting. And, you know, I had to turn around and go get to where I was going. But driving on ice takes a certain focus and awareness of what you're doing, how you're doing it, of your speed, of where you're going, of where you want to stop, how you want to end up, and all of this is going on at the same time. If you're at a stoplight and the light turns green in the winter, you don't go, because you have to wait for the unfortunate individual who's going to be going and sliding through the intersection. That was me more than once. You have to begin to stop sometimes a block away and slowly slow yourself down so you can stop where you want. Being aware of your life's momentum is a lot like that. You have to be aware of the momentum of how you're getting where you're going. What is behind it? And be aware of that so you don't blow by it or you don't crash into it. Because if we crash into what's coming next, then, oh, goodness, that's where all kinds of stuff happens. So being aware of ourselves, who we are, how we are right here in the moment, the momentum that's moving us into the next creation of ourselves is truly an important thing. And that's where our guidance comes in. Our guidance, which takes us from point A to point B on an icy or dangerous road, is the same guidance that takes us from point A to point B in our lives. It is that inherent wisdom and knowledge that moves us from here to here. Myrtle Fillmore, in her book Healing Letters, page 38, tells us each one of us is inseparably one with God. God, the source, substance of life and wisdom and every good. With each one of us must draw upon the source for their own sustenance, for their own light, for their own power. Folks, you can read all the books you want, listen to all the CDs, all the things on the internet, listen to every wise woman, every wise man, and it comes down to one thing. It comes down to your decisions. Your decisions must be placed before your inner wisdom. And it is your inner wisdom, your power of wisdom, which is the true guidance from which you can begin to move in your right direction. Jesus knew this. Eric Butterworth made a good point when he said Jesus did not set the Christ standard. No, Jesus did not set the Christ standard. He simply followed it. Think about that. Jesus didn't set the standard. He followed it. The Christ standard was there millennia before Jesus showed up. It is the aspect of the divine idea, that Christ aspect of us. Christ gets the title through that divine impetus of Spirit. That divine impetus which is in every one of us, which is every one of us. In John 6:13, this is when he's talking about when the Holy Spirit's going to come after he leaves. He says, when the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you in all the truth. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you in all the truth. So when we get still and know, we will receive the guidance we need. We will receive what it is that is ours to move forward into our highest good. Emily Cady, in her book, Lessons in Truth, chapter 11, paragraph 18, tells us, for more individuals who have the courage to abandon themselves utterly to infinite will. Those who dare let go every human being for guidance and seek the Christ within themselves. Let the manifestation be what the Spirit wills. And if you need encouragement on decisions coming up, on guidance that you need, Lessons in Truth, chapter 11. Read that. I could have just sat up here today and read that whole chapter. It is good stuff. It talks about relying on Spirit to make your decisions. On the decisions that you make. Sometimes, not going to be the right one. And you have to deal with this, that, or the other that comes your way. And she says, it's not failure. That's just part of the process. We always think failure is bad. Failure isn't bad. It's just part of the process. And it's out of failure that we discover what it is. And it's out of failure that we gain more wisdom. Joe Jackson comes to mind. He was one of my journeymen. I've mentioned him again. I have a Joe Jackson talk, which you'll hear one of these days. Joe Jackson was a big man. He was big. He had to duck to go through most doors. And sometimes he had to go sideways because he was just a big man. He was an old St. Pete guy. Had a notch in his lip from smoking cigars. His name was 100 Proof Jackson because he drank 100 Proof Pop-Off vodka. And I was doing something and I made a mistake and I was aggravated with myself. He comes up to me and goes, boy, he called everybody boy because he could. And he said, boy, if you don't make any mistakes, you ain't learning nothing. You ain't learning nothing. You ain't good for anything. Turned around and walked away. We learn through doing. We take the guidance we have, we do the best we can with it, and we move forward. And we will move forward into a greater good. We let Spirit manifest as Spirit wills. Imagine that, playing an active, conscious, creative role in the revelation of your highest good as it unfolds. Instead of being frustrated in trying to control it all. Anybody ever been there? You're trying to control what it is that's going on in your world. Doesn't work. Never works. We keep trying to do it though. Lay it down. Give it to God. Let God be God through you. Let God be God through you. That's one of the affirmations I use at times like this. Let God be God through me. Let's say that together. Let God be God through me. One more time. Let God be God through me. Let God be God through me. Letting go, letting God can bring a great comfort, guidance, and wisdom. When we do this simple thing in times of question and change in your journey from here to here, when you do that, you can always know that wherever you are, God is. And God is good. And God blesses you.